It's done. Kody Brown and David Woolley's painful divorce revealed. Kody Brown from Sister Wives has been through many transformations in recent years, but her recent comments about heartbreak stirred something in me. They made me wonder if everything is truly okay in her seemingly perfect new life. Kody, now 53 and a mother of 5, has walked a long road full of emotional highs and lows. After spending nearly 3 decades as the third wife in a polygamous marriage with Kody Brown, she made a bold decision in 2021 to walk away from that life, a decision that surprised many people, including me. Kody had never come across as someone who would leave such a structured family dynamic. Yet, when she made the choice to prioritize her happiness, she proved she had far more strength and independence than anyone gave her credit for. Once she left Kody, it didn't take long for Kody to begin dating again. That in itself was inspiring, seeing someone who had poured so much into her marriage and family find the courage to open her heart to love again. From everything she had said in the past, Kody didn't want her marriage to fail. She fought for it and tried to make things work, but when it became clear that she was the only one trying, she chose to move on. That bravery was admirable. When she stepped back into the dating world, no one could have guessed how quickly she'd find a new love. She met David Woolley, and the chemistry between them was evident almost immediately. Their fast-moving romance unfolded during season 19 of Sister Wives, with fans getting a front-row seat to Kody's emotional rebirth. She had met David in 2022, and within less than a year, they were living together. I'll admit, I was taken aback. Kody had always seemed so traditional, especially when it came to her children and values. The idea that she would move in with a man before marriage, especially while her youngest daughter, Truly, was still living at home, seemed out of character. But it also showed how much she'd changed, how she was now making decisions for her happiness, not out of obligation or guilt. And David? He was very different from Kody. A widower with 8 kids and 10 grandchildren, David brought with him a large extended family and a steady presence. Unlike Kody, who had always seemed animated and erratic, David came off as calm, grounded, and uninterested in the complexities of polygamy. It seemed like everything Kody had longed for in a partner. Soon after they moved in together, David proposed. Kody said yes, and by October 2023, they were married in a beautiful ceremony that was everything her first wedding hadn't been. When she married Kody, the event had been simple, shared, and overshadowed by the presence of his 2 other wives. This time, Kody was the sole bride, and the wedding was hers and hers alone. She wore an off-the-shoulder dress, proudly showing off her tattoo that matched David's. He wore an all-black suit. Their love story was captured in a special 2-part episode of Sister Wives, airing in January. Everything about the event felt full of joy and new beginnings. It was a celebration of love, resilience, and hope. Despite the fairy tale wedding, I couldn't shake a slight feeling of unease when I saw Kody's New Year's post on January 1, 2025. In a reflective Instagram post, she shared a montage of moments from the past year, snippets of laughter, travel, and special memories. Her caption, however, stood out to me more than the photos themselves. "What a year it has been," she wrote. "From unbelievable heartbreak to unforgettable adventures, this year has been all about growth, joy in hardship and finding the courage to choose happiness." The words "unbelievable heartbreak" immediately caught my attention. It's not something you expect to hear from someone newly married and, by all appearances, deeply in love. My mind couldn't help but go to dark places. Was she referring to something going wrong in her marriage to David? Had the honeymoon phase already faded? After everything she had been through, I wanted her new relationship to succeed. I wanted her to have a peaceful chapter in her life, a love without drama or emotional exhaustion. But then I remembered something. Something massive. The heartbreak Kody referred to may not have had anything to do with her relationship with David. In March 2024, the entire Brown family suffered a devastating loss. Garrison Brown, Kody's 25-year-old son with Janelle, passed away. It was a tragedy that sent shockwaves through the family and fans alike. Though Garrison wasn't Christine's biological child, she had helped raise him from the time he was born. She had always been the one at home with the children while Kody and Janelle worked. Garrison, like her own kids, grew up with Christine's love and care. He was part of her everyday life for years. Christine has always had a special connection to the children of the Brown family. Her role was often that of caretaker and emotional anchor, especially in the earlier seasons of Sister Wives, when the family dynamics were more blended and cohesive. Losing Garrison would have been like losing one of her own. It must have shaken her deeply. Her bond with Janelle, Garrison's mother, made the tragedy even harder to bear. The two women have stayed close even after the unraveling of the plural marriage, and Christine has been by Janelle's side during some of the most painful moments of her life. Supporting a grieving friend while grieving yourself is emotionally taxing, and it made sense why Christine might refer to 2024 as a year of unbelievable heartbreak. It also made me realize that even in a year filled with milestones like marriage and family celebration, grief can linger like a shadow. When someone you've loved like a son dies, how do you move forward with joy? Christine might have found happiness with David, but that doesn't erase the pain of losing Garrison. Grief is strange like that, it doesn't care what good things you have going on. It walks alongside your joy, tugging at you unexpectedly, especially during moments when you're supposed to feel the most happy. It's a phenomenon known as survivor's guilt. You look around at your blessings and feel almost guilty for enjoying them when someone else's life has been cut short. Looking back at Christine's post, I now believe the heartbreak she referenced had less to do with her marriage and more to do with the emotional weight she carried from Garrison's death. And I think that's something many people can relate to. Life doesn't stop being hard just because something good happens. You can be madly in love, deeply content, and still feel broken by loss. That duality is part of being human. I'm also beginning to appreciate the strength Christine has shown through all this. She hasn't let grief consume her, even though it would be understandable if it did. She's still showing up for her family, celebrating love, sharing her joy, and encouraging others by example. She's not pretending everything is perfect, but she's also not allowing sorrow to define her. In that sense, Christine has grown into the kind of woman many underestimated her to be. She's not the same person who quietly endured years of emotional neglect in a plural marriage. She's become someone who sets boundaries, speaks up for herself, and embraces change even when it's scary. That being said, I do still wonder if Christine rushed into her new marriage with David. After 27 years with one man, it might have been healthier for her to spend a little more time single, getting to know herself outside of being a wife or a mother. It's something a lot of people go through after long-term relationships, and it can be a healing journey in itself. But love doesn't always follow a plan. When Christine met David, it seems she just knew. Sometimes, when you've spent so many years craving something different and you finally find it, you cling to it tightly. Maybe that's what Christine did. And maybe it's exactly what she needed.